Hey, I'm back. Haven't been here for a minute. I thought the last time last video I didn't post. I just I wasn't I didn't feel like it was great, and so I didn't post it. I think I did that Friday morning. But in that video I did say that, which nobody saw because I didn't post, I did say that I was gonna drop back to, I don't know, like 3 a week or something like that. Just because, I don't know, I feel like recording has begun to be toilsome. So I just, so I took a break. And then also this weekend was kind of a dark weekend. I was in a dark place for a good portion of the weekend. And I don't know, I just didn't feel like it was something, recording was something I wanted to do. I mean, I feel like in a lot of respects, I kind of lost faith in a lot of things. And so, I don't know, I felt like a good portion of the weekend I just spent in quiet places, just, within myself, thinking and, trying not to fret too much and trying not to be anxious about everything. So, one of my favorite literary characters is Sister Crete from Swan Song by Robert McCammon. And, one of her words of wisdom that I've always kept with me, I mean, I read the book years ago, but something that I've kept with me from that book was, she used to say in the book, one step then the other, get you where you're going. And so that's what I kind of did all weekend was, one step then the other, get you where you're going. And I have a tendency to think too far down the road, and that's not good. I can't worry about something that may or may not happen when it's not happening right now. And so when I get to that point, then I'm able to go over like my current needs. So, like, what are my needs right now? And so my needs are, food, shelter, water, clothes, a bathroom. I guess I don't need a bathroom, but I guess I could just drop child anywhere and go, but I'm not like that. So, and then when I recognize that all of those needs are met, then it's easier for me to get present and stay present. But, it's hard. I have an inherent bent to try and see too far down the road, and trips me up every time. So that was my goal all weekend, was just to try and stay as present as possible and not to fret about future events when future events haven't happened, and when presently me and mine are safe and sound and able to eat and provide a living for ourselves, So thank you for that, anyhow. So I'm out doing DoorDash today. Chris got my brakes fixed. Thanks, Chris. He's the best. He's the best kid. So I'm able to safely operate my vehicle in the line of my job. So that's good. So I'm out doing DoorDash. They have incentives all day throughout the city, so like South Denver, they offered $3 until like 1 o'clock. And so then this evening out here in West Denver, they're offering $3 until 8 o'clock. And so I'm scheduled to start another shift here at 2 o'clock. And so in West Denver. And so I'm just waiting for that point in time. But there's this parking garage over near Colorado Mills that is basically, it's basically just, I don't know, abandoned, and there's nobody. There's parking on the main level, and I'll come here and I'll drive all the way to the top and park my car and then climb up on the roof and just sit there in silent thought, contemplation, whatever, looking at the hills around me. And I mean, because you have a view of everything up here, but when you're on the car, it's even better. So I will drive my car up here and park and sit on the roof, eat my lunch, whatever. So today I tried and they had it all coned off going up to the top, and I'm like, fuckers. So I just took the elevator and rode it all the way to the top, and I was outside and up on this one thing that was really high up, and you know, I climbed up it and was sitting there, and then I'm like, holy fuck, how am I gonna get down now? It's gonna be even harder getting down. I'm just gonna have to jump. So I jumped, and I'm alive still, so that's good. But it's chilly today. It's not too bad. It was really chilly this morning. Hey guys, this is a continuation of my parking garage rooftop video from earlier today. I didn't finish because I checked the time while I was recording, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be doing DoorDash, so I had to turn it off. And then I went and I did DoorDash. That turned out pretty good, except I did have to end it quicker than I anticipated or planned, because I wasn't paying attention to how well my phone was plugged in, and I'm making what ended up being my last delivery, and it tells me you're at 5%. I'm like, shit. Got back out to the car, that damn phone died. It died. Plugged it in, tried to turn it on, it wouldn't even turn on. It gave me that little chargy thing. I was like, okay, well. So, yeah, I ended up having to end that, and I'm like driving home. I'm like, I guess I'll just head for home. I'm driving home. And you know, if you don't respond to a DoorDash thing like 2 times, like an order notification, if you don't respond to that 2 times, then it goes like automatically to like a 35-minute pause. And so I knew that, and so all the way home, like, I'll just head for home, I'll just start driving home. So all the way I'm like trying to get my phone to start, it didn't start. So I'm driving home, and on the way home, Ty and Christy's house is on the way home, so I'm like, well, you know, I'm just gonna stop over there. So went over there and hung out with them and plugged my phone into a better charger so it could charge faster. And sure enough, I was on pause and looked, you know, I looked and I'm like, oh, I have enough. I'm just gonna hang out here. So I spent some time with Tyler and Christy. That was nice. And Poppy, baby Poppy. That was awesome. So, yeah, it was a long day though. You know, I had been over at Chris and Kayla's for the weekend because Chris was working on my brakes, and I decided on Sunday that I would just, which was yesterday, yeah, that I would just, I think I worked out south. No, I worked out west. But anyways, I don't know. I decided I was going to stay over on Saturday night. I think I just, you know, I was, like I said earlier in the video, I was in a dark place this weekend. I was in a seriously dark place this weekend. I don't know why. Well, of course I know why. I mean, you know, the state of the country is crazy. It's a crazy thing, and I don't even know what to think about it. I just, you know, and so I have a tendency to try and see too far down the road, and when I do that, it trips me up, you know. And so you know, I sit there and I concern myself with things that may or may not happen, and you know, who knows? I mean, like I've said, there's so many different possibilities in that field, and for some reason, because, you know, I'm coming from this place of fear all weekend, for some reason, I tell you what, I spent a good deal of my thought process in, you know, some of those darker possibilities. And that's not good. That's not a good thing to do. And so, you know, but I was able to process a lot of fear. I was able to process a lot of fear. And ultimately it comes down to the fact that this is transitory, and that it's not happening to me, it's happening for me, and it's all a part of the process, whatever that is, you know. And I appreciate my family being there for me, you know, and they're, you know, going through it too, and so I'm there for them. And I mean, ultimately we are all, I don't know, freedom fighters, I guess, and we're witnessing a great deal of our freedoms. You know, I was censored this weekend hugely. I've never experienced anything like that in my life, and it was upsetting. And, you know, reasons unbeknownst to me, I don't know why. I don't know why. I said something about, you know, one of my favorite groups being blocked, and it's a good group. It was a good group, you know. It just, you know, provides hope. It provides, you know, like, you know, we would have like 7 o'clock in the morning and 7 o'clock in the evening prayer times where, you know, we would all collectively gather and pray, you know, for, you know, peace and for understanding and for awakening, for, you know, so many things. And, you know, it was just a really loving group. I don't understand why it was blocked. And the moderators didn't know why. Nobody really knows why, but, you know, Facebook felt it was a threat, and so it was blocked. And, you know, that was the first taste. And, you know, it's all good, you know. So I'm in Facebook jail. That's fine. I would rather not be a part of a platform that censors us people, who silences our voices, because, you know, I feel like our forefathers put a system in place for a purpose, and it was our job to be diligent about making sure that that system was adhered to. And if not, then we as the people, it's our responsibility to step up and say, hey, this is not working anymore, and our government has become corrupt. And, you know, we as the people have not done that. And, you know, I know that for me, I have been spending a great deal of the last, 17 years trying to tell people, hey, things are bad. And if something's not done, then it's, you know. And so now we sit on the precipice, and I feel like this is not the America. This is not the America that I was born into. And, you know, maybe back then it was, I don't know. There are theories, but I don't want to jump into those. You know, I just know that, like I said, this weekend was a struggle for me, and I'm glad that my family was there. And like I said, I have this inherent bent to try and see too far down the road, and it trips me up. And so I spent a great deal of time processing a great deal of fear, and I don't know, coming to a place where, again, this is, you know, part of the process. And, you know, we're all here to remember who we really are. We're here to remember how to love. And, you know, I just have to keep remembering it. It's hard. Especially when I have these grandbabies, these beautiful grandbabies, that I want them to grow up in a beautiful world. I don't know if they're going to be able to. So, but I'm not, we're all at our own stages of remembering, and this is all transitory, and the reason we do this is so that we can remember that. And, you know, these people that I have run across, these people that are dear to me, these people that, you know, are not so dear to me, but, you know, I still love them, you know. And these gross men that people are fighting over, you know, the people that I love the most are fighting over. They're all still at their stages of remembering, and I feel like if I can just learn how to send all that love, then maybe, and that's where I got, you know, kind of like tripped up, is I forgot about that. I forgot about that fact that we're just all here, all trying to remember how to love. And I just have to keep that in mind. And I think that it first of all, it helps me a lot with the fear. Second of all, you know, it helps me a lot with being angry. Helps me a lot with being judgmental. All of it helps a lot. Because there's been a couple of times I've had to re-record this several times because I get angry and then I get judgmental and I want to do that. So if I just remember that all of these people who I know and love, who I don't know, who I struggle with, you know, that we're all connected, and that, you know, once this is all done here, you know, we'll be there, and, you know, we may be back, I don't know, but I know that, I don't know, if we're not figuring out how to love in this lifetime, then we're gonna have to come back and figure out again. I'm probably gonna have to come back because, you know, I struggle, I get tripped up. I do know that that's why we're here. I do know that we are here to remember who we are, and we're here to remember how to love. And that's hard. It's hard because, you know, it's much easier to, in fear, bury your hands in the sand of the narrative. I don't know. So I am just gonna have to keep that in mind going forward. And I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if, you know, I have faith, and I still find myself going within and reaching for the possibility that, you know, we're all gonna figure it out shortly, and oh no, and that my grandbabies will have a beautiful future to grow up in. That's my hope. So if you want that for your grandbabies or whatever, then I hope you're hoping the same thing. And I hope that we figure out some time or the other somehow not to put so much faith into one person that we lose faith in the normal people that are around us, the good people, you know, I don't know. Because regardless of our differences, I think we're all pretty, you know, we all want the same thing. And I don't know. There's so much anger out there, and there's so much bitterness and so much hatred and so much, I don't know. That's not how it's supposed to be. And, you know, it comes from so many sides. And it seems like when, you know, we make steps to move forward, somehow or the other, it ends up being completely the other end of the spectrum, and I find that we're moving backwards instead of forwards, and I don't know. I guess that it's always darkest before the dawn, and it has to get way worse before it can get better. So I don't know. I just want my beautiful grandbabies to have a beautiful future. And so that's all I'm gonna say for the night, and I hope that you guys have a great night and you don't forget to live abundantly.